Are we gonna put, yeah, we're gonna leave it there so the iPad's on this side today. We're gonna switch it up, see how that goes. Okay, so yesterday we worked on syllable division and we talked about something new where we have two consonants in between our vowels instead of just one. And then we started to talk about 3 times that we don't follow the most common rule. So let's start just by going over what the most common rule was. And then if you need to, are you gonna have to print more?
No,
No?
maybe. No,
Okay.
I probably won't.
I'll leave it
finish
right
today.
here if you need to.
I
Okay.
probably won't finish it.
Okay. So let's go over the most common way, and then I'm gonna introduce the other 2 exceptions, and then we'll work on them together, okay? So
How about if 2 vowels are together?
if 2 vowels are together is gonna be something that we learn a little bit later on. I think it's in book 5, and it's about vowel teams. So say we have the word, we did this one yesterday. So say I have the word concept. Okay, the first thing I'm going to think about is identifying my vowels. Once I find my vowels, I'm going to separate out my syllables, just like I would with a word that has only 1 letter in between its 2 vowels. In this word, though, I notice that there are 2 letters. And from what I remember from our rule number 2 about syllable division, I'm going to split them.
Yeah.
So my N will move to here, and my C will move to this side.
Yes.
I still have my 2 syllables. I'm going to think about, now that I have a consonant closing in my vowel, it will be making it short sound with a closed syllable. And then I'm going to look at my second syllable and decide if it's open, closed, or a unit. And I can see that the 1 vowel is being closed in by a consonant, so I'm going to make it a short vowel sound. So when I go to read this now, I'll know I'm saying on, con. And then from our kiss the cat rule, I'll remember when C is followed by a watch out vowel, E, I, or Y, it's going to make this sound. So concept, concept. And I am able to now decode this word. Okay, so that was the most common way to divide syllables when there are 2 letters in between your vowels.
And that one?
There were, though, 3 times that we don't split the letters in between our vowels.
Chicken.
Chicken was one word we used yesterday, so I'm again going to show you guys and show my thinking about how I would divide the word chicken. And what I'm going to think about here is the same as the first word that we went over, concept. I'm going to identify my vowels. And now I'm going to separate out my syllables. What I notice in the middle here is I don't just have 2 letters. I'm noticing and I'm thinking about, I have a digraph. And I know that if I split up a digraph, that those 2 letters are going to make their individual sounds, not the one sound that they make when they're together. So I'm going to keep them together. I'm not going to split them. I'm going to treat them, because they're usually on 1 tile, like on our app, I'm going to treat them like they're 1 letter. And so if I had just 1 letter, I'm thinking back to rule number 1 for splitting syllables. And I'm going to move my 1 letter, always the most common way, to the right. If I do that, though, then my first syllable is open, which would make my I long.
Chicken.
And I don't think chicken's a word. So I'm going to try going the other way. With the I closed in by the CK, it's a short vowel sound in a closed syllable. And then my E is going to be also a short sound because it's closed in by my N. So when I go to pronounce this word, I'm going to sound it out ch-ik-n. Chicken. That sounds like a word I know.
Yeah.
So the first rule, or the first exception to the rule, is going to be that we don't split digraphs up. We treat them as 1 letter, and we follow rule number 1's pattern of moving it first to the end of the word, and if that doesn't work, we move it to the beginning.
So why could that be rule number 1 exception?
You can kind of think about it that way, but it's because there are two letters, and so they're using it to categorize under having two letters, and that it's an exception to having two letters where you're not going to split them. Yeah, Hunjay?
Is there simple division rule number 3?
We'll have to find out.
I think there is the vowel one.
We'll have to find out. Okay, so now I'm going to think about the second time that I won't be splitting up the letters that are in between the vowels. And this one was a word we kind of worked on for a minute yesterday, but we didn't have a whole lot of time to go over. So I want you guys to listen to my thinking on this.
Okay.
We're going to do one more where you're listening to my thinking, and then I'm going to have you two work together with each other and with me to practice more of these. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So blanket is my word, but if I didn't know how to read this, the first thing I'm thinking I'm going to do is, as we do every time, identify my vowels and separate out my syllables. But there's something that I'm noticing here that doesn't seem right. When I am looking at this word, I can see in the middle here a unit syllable, and I know, just like digraphs, that I can't split up a unit syllable. So what do? I know that my second syllable has a vowel and it's closed in at the end, and every syllable must have at least one vowel. So my second syllable looks okay, but I need this A then to be a part of my first syllable because I need a vowel in that first syllable. So if I'm moving my A to the left,
you have to move the rest.
I have to move my N and my K because I can't split any of that up. If I go to look on my tiles here, I can only move all three letters one way or the other. I can't divide them. So I now know that when we have a unit syllable, in a word, I have to treat it as though it's one
word.
One, not one letter, but I have to move all three of these letters together. I cannot split them up. So that's the second exception to rule number 2 that I now know. So the third exception we'll go over, and then we'll do a few of these together. You guys will work on some together without me, and then you're going to use them in your reading. So the final time that dividing these letters can be tricky is going to be using this example. Duplex. So I'm looking at my word and I'm going to do everything I normally do here. I'm going to identify my vowels. I feel like I'm getting pretty comfortable with this. And then I have my 2 letters in the middle and then my second syllable. And normally I would go to split my letters. So I would have the P and the L. And then I would check my vowels. They'd both be short and my word would be duplex. But is that a real word? I'm thinking to myself, no, that doesn't sound like a real word. So let me try to explain what happens in this type of a word. The one other time that I'm not going to split 2 letters is when the second letter, when I'm looking at these 2 letters, if I notice this second letter is an L or an R, then I'm not going to split them. I'm going to keep them together with whatever the letter is that's in front of them.
Wait,
So
is there any letter with R?
a way that I can remember this, I don't know how I'm going to remember having an L or an R behind the other letter here and know that they aren't going to get split up. So I'm going to come up with some kind of something to help me remember, and I'm going to call it rotten letters for R and L. R for rotten, L for letters, rotten letters. That way I remember every time there's an L or an R, then the 2 letters will usually stay together and act like one letter and go to the end.
I
Okay?
actually remember it as rotten letters.
Yeah, I do remember it as rotten letters. And that's what Susan Barton remembers it as too. So, now that I have gone through all of syllable division rule number 2, and I've talked about the 3 exceptions, we are going to together write out the rule, and then you two are going to work together on dividing some words. So, pick out what pens you want to use to write out your rule, and we're going to write them together. Here's your bucket. Okay? So, open up to your rule page in your notebook, and we're going to write these out.
I knew it. That's why I was doing What is that?
This is another rule book, and I like the way that it's written in this one, somebody else's, so we're going to use it as a model for ours.
Who wrote it?
Mrs. Behrens wrote it. Okay, so. Oh, holy cow. Huh.
What? No more ink already?
No, they're just really smushed down.
Oh yeah, the green one. You have to use the top. That's sad. Oh, I love this. I like the button. Oh my.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to write down together
Yes.
is syllable division, rule number 2. Those are some really big words. So,
Wait, was that broken on that testing?
I'm not sure, and it's not a big deal, so we don't need to worry about it. That's okay. All right, so let's get this written down, and then we'll talk about what we need to include in our rule.
Yes.
Ready, Claire? It's a fun blue. How's it going?
It's good. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Oh, whoopsies. Why?
That was quite a bit of information for you guys to have to listen to, so I think if we write it down together, it'll help you remember it a little bit better. And then once we apply it to some words, that'll be even more helpful, and then you can use it during your reading. So,
I'm done.
so syllable division rule number 2 has to do with having how many letters in between your vowels?
2. Oh, that says 2?
When
no.
there are 2 letters between the vowels in a word.
How do you write so well? I can't make my hand read. Do I write that down?
So you will write this down. Okay? When there are 2 letters between the vowels in a word, you split them.
Oh, I write that and just spit them.
Please don't do that. And then underneath, Claire, in parentheses, can I write on this really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Now I learned my lesson. At least leave 3 gaps to write extra stuff.
I know, sometimes we have to go back and add some more information, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so underneath that you can say in parentheses, this works most of the time. That's what I'm going to use most of the time.
The sound. Oh.
You can do it. Oh, you already did it.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking a break. Nice job. Okay, we have a bit more to write, so bear with me. And then we'll get to the whiteboards. If you want to use whiteboards, you can. If you want to use the iPads, you can. It's up to you.
Whiteboards. The
I
iPads
figured-
take too long.
I figured you'd want the whiteboards. Okay, so next thing we're going to say is
It's the cleanest one. Mine's dirty.
nope, we're still writing rules, guys.
Oh,
And then we'll get to this.
I'm just gonna put it here.
That's a T.
Oh, is it syllable division rule too?
Yeah, we're still on that.
Okay. What does that say?
Times.
I never used this color before.
Oh, that one's a nice one.
Bottom look like stars. Alejandro, what do you think this is?
Okay, so we're gonna write down the 3 times when the rule doesn't work. So when the 2 letters in the middle are a digraph, can one of you tell me an example of that? Yes, Claire. What's a word? What word did we go over
Oh,
that had the digraph in
Chicken.
the middle? Chicken. Yeah, chicken was one.
blanket.
Blanket was the next one. Because ink is what?
And
Not a digraph, because a digraph is 2 words that make, or 2 letters that make one sound. What's up on the board over there? Those are all
what are they called?
3 letters that make an unusual sound are
Unit syllables.
unit syllables.
Oh,
Okay, so that's our next one.
let's
So
start,
the first one is here. Yeah.
What is I am? Oh.
When the 2 letters in the middle
Yeah,
are
I
a
am.
digraph, you need to be writing this down. Is that easy to read for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. When it was like that.
No, I
it
meant
was
her
like
pen color, just because it's kind of highlighter.
Okay, I'm done. Oh, EX chicken.
Example. EX means example.
I know. Like there's one reason, right? One.
Yep, this is the first reason.
Okay, I'm done. Woo! Oh, there's another one. Ah.
There's 3.
Okay, I'm gonna put 2 in 2.
Andrea, can you think of what number 2 might be?
Oh, I know.
From the word blanket. Ink. Blanket.
I don't know.
What did we talk about that you don't split up? You don't split up digraphs and you
Unit
don't split
syllable.
up unit syllables.
Oh, you're getting from there.
Yeah,
Oh,
because we wrote it down once already and it was written down in a way that made a lot of sense, and so I like using it to remind myself. Example, chicken. Can I erase?
right, chicken.
Chicken.
Oh no, Titanic. Chicken. Chick. Oh, chick.
Let Claire figure it out.
And
Okay.
clap, clap, clap. What are you doing? Look like stars. I don't know what you're talking about. Hi, Carol. It's a sound.
Okay, so Hundred was right. The second time we keep them together is when the vowel is part of a unit. You need to keep the unit together when you divide it. Divide the word. Claire, are you ready?
can't see. Oh, okay. Underline. I'll use this color. Keep. There's number 3. I don't have space for that.
You can move to the next page, it's no problem.
It's long.
There's a lot of information in this rule. So we'll do a lot of examples to make sure that it makes sense to you. And we won't move forward until it does. It seemed like you guys were getting a pretty good grasp of it yesterday though, so I think if we do some more examples today, we should be okay.
And I am done. Together?
Together, yeah. I ran out of space there a little bit. When you divide the word.
Then?
Okay. Ready for the last one?
Yes. Another one.
One more.
I had a peek on the camera.
How is it looking?
I was concentrating on your face. Concentrating. And it zoomed in. What zoomed in?
Okay. So the last one is rotten letters. You guys can write number 3, rotten letters.
Is it long?
It's about the same as the other ones.
Oh my god. Actually, no, it's okay. I think I might take a risk. Number 3. Okay. Rotten. Rotten? Wait, what? Oh. Why is letters capital?
Yeah, because you're thinking about the R and the L, the rotten letters. So don't split 2 letters when the second letter is an R or L. And I'll write a couple of examples.
Don't split. Oh, wait, what? 2 letters when I think I'm gonna fit this in. Second letter is R or L. Ooh, I have enough space. Yeah.
Nice.
EX.
Examples. So duplex, I put a circle around them because we don't want to split them up, and we're moving them to the right because we're treating them like one letter. And so we'll always start with trying to move them towards the end of the word.
Is that an O or a R?
Duplex.
No.
Secret. You tell me.
Okay.
R or O? Secret.
Okay.
What do you hear?
C. Oops.
Cur. What do you hear?
C.
R or O? What do you hear?
R.
Good.
And I'm done. Whoa.
Okay. So that's everything that we needed to
I
write
still had extra space.
down.
Okay.
So now you guys can move those to the side. Keep them open though so you can look at them
Miss
as
Nora,
we work together.
this is about contractions.
That's okay.
The page.
No problem.
It's so long.
Okay, so let's look at some examples that we can do to practice some of these, okay?
Whiteboard.
Yeah, we can get the whiteboards out. You guys can grab a pen.
Grab a pen.
Claire, if that's distracting, I'm gonna ask you to put it away.
Yay, this one's not
Where's the
smushed.
black one?
Here.
Okay, this one's not smushed. I'm
Okay.
happy.
All right. So let's try one word together. And then I'm gonna give each of you a word and have you guys explain it to each other and work together without my help and see if you can do them, okay?
Yay.
Okay.
That's fun.
So first one we're doing together. The word is
Together?
no.
Oh wait.
I thought it was
The first one we're
together.
doing together is the word
Index.
That's on
Aw.
my board. Sorry.
This is a bit weird. Don't mind. Blue then.
Index.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get a space.
That's okay.
Index. Oh, it's too small.
What's the first thing we're gonna do, Claire?
Oh, I know.
I asked Claire.
Oh, okay. It's like the vowels.
Identify our vowels and split them up. Good. So, Hunter, what are our two vowels?
E and I. Oh,
Good.
the I's alone.
And Hunter, how many letters are in between our vowels?
2.
2 letters. Can I split them? Or do
Yep.
they need to stay together?
Split them. Split.
So if I put my N here and my D there, and then I mark my
Index.
vowels, I want to see this on both of your whiteboards too.
Oops.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah.
This is Lana.
Here, come here.
I don't really have anything else.
Hold on, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
So, Hunter, if you're all done, I'm going to give you a word.
Yeah, done.
And I don't really, like, is this enough? Or,
How many have you done already?
wait, I've done 3.
This is your third.
This is my fifth.
This is your fourth. Oh, wow.
The word is in nothing. Dexter. Oh, index finger. Are you gonna use the which finger? No.
I like it. Think if you can come up
I'll
with
use
any
my-
more descriptive words, or if you can use action at all. Does Mrs. Venable want you guys using dialogue at all in these, or are these just supposed to be?
These are like flashcards, so you can use that.
Okay, think about some action words or descriptive words that you could add into that one, but I don't think it needs to be much longer, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna give each of you guys a word, and you guys are gonna work together with one another. And if you have questions, you're gonna be asking one another. You won't be asking me, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And this will help prepare you for when you have to do reading in class or reading for book clubs, and you need to be decoding things on your own, okay? So,
Okay.
Anjay.
Yep. The word is what? Flashy.
Write that down. Claire.
Can I see?
Sorry.
Can I have a hard one?
No, I will get the hard one now. Just kidding. Come on. Can we make it even?
Nope.
Claire. Amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to sit back. You two are going to work together with one another. And you're going to explain them to one another. And if you have questions, you're going to answer them for one another. If you guys can't figure it out, of course I'm here to help. But I want to see what you guys can do working together. And I want you guys to talk about them.
Wait, Claire. No, later. Yeah. She. Okay. This is supposed to be long brown, right? This is open so. No. Wait, hold on. No. Short? Oh, short. Flashy. Flashy. That says flashy.
Can you keep helping?
Flashy. Oh. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and print that one, and then if you're all done, you can pick up a book and just relax for a little bit.
It is flash. And this is the short. This is Oh, a long. Is it right? Yay, what about yours? Give me it. Let's trade.
Can you guys maybe explain what you did in yours to each other?
Clothing. It is correct. What about yours?
What are some noticings that you have with her word, Hunjay?
Clothing. So
Maybe
like,
which exception did she have? What other things are you seeing in that word?
actually, there's the same thing here. She had a diagram that I had here. I had she and she had the.
Okay. What about the endings of your words?
Ing. Ing. Oh yeah, you had a unit syllable.
Yeah, and then you have a Y.
That was a vowel.
Nice job. Okay.
If it wasn't at the end, then it will be a consonant.
Okay, go ahead and erase those. We'll do some more examples and then it's on recess.
Wow.
Can we try to do 3 words?
3 words? Oh, each?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's gonna be challenging.